Yo, what's going on YouTube? And welcome back to Goal Line Hockey. It's your boy Kevin Forte, guys. We're taking a look today at the Vancouver Canucks with some big news, a couple buyouts, and a big signing. We're gonna be going over all of that in this video. So let's get right into it. So let's start off with the buyout. So the Vancouver Canucks trying to clear some cap space. Obviously, we know they were trying to make a trade to move out defenseman Nate Schmidt in the final year of his $4.3 million contract. That doesn't seem like that is on the table. So we've gotten some news out of the Canucks, and they're finding ways to move out some money. And the first one they did was buying out the final year of a contract with Jake Virtanen. That was a 2-year deal, $5.1 million over that deal, and it was going to be paying him $2.55 million this season. Now, it's a 2-year buyout, which will pay him $500K for the next 2 seasons. This is a buyout that there's other things going on. Obviously, there was some sexual assault allegations against Jake Virtanen earlier this year, and that had a big role in this buyout. As a player, he really hasn't been that great either, and the Vancouver Canucks are trying to move out cap space, and this was their way of doing that. Now, to continue that along, they continued by buying out Braden Holtby this morning, the final year of his 2-year, $8.6 million contract. You do the math, that's $4.3 million per season for Braden Holtby. The Washington Capitals former goaltender had a little bit of a step back in his final season in Washington. He ended up getting taken over by Ilya Samsonov as the starting goaltender. Came up to Vancouver. The expectation was he would play 1 year in Vancouver and likely go to the Seattle Kraken in the second year of that deal, but the Kraken decided not to take Holtby. He ends up getting bought out here. And, it's going to be a 2-year buyout. It's going to cost the Canucks $1.9 million per season for the next 2 years on Braden Holtby's deal. So they save a little bit of cap space between these two, around $4 million of cap space, almost $5 million. And that's the perfect amount because they would sign Conor Garland, the 26-year-old forward winger, hoping to be a goal scorer in the top 6 for the Canucks, probably replacing Jake Virtanen in the top 6. A 5-year, $24.75 million contract extension with the Canucks. Now, we knew that based off of the press conferences he's had since he's come to Vancouver. He obviously is looking at this as a big challenge for him coming to Vancouver. You look at that top 6, it's pretty heavy and pretty loaded. You've got a lot of guys there. You got guys like Elias Pettersson, Brock Besser, Quinn Hughes on the back end. You have guys like Niels Höglander coming up, Bo Horvat. There are some really talented guys in this group, and now you had a guy like Conor Garland in that top 6. It's definitely going to make things interesting, especially with some of their young prospects like Vasily Podkolzin coming over. It's another guy that is going to have to fight it out for that top 6 spot. The contract will pay a guy like Conor Garland $4.95 million per season. There's no movement clauses. There is no trade clauses in this, so there's no he doesn't have any say where he gets traded if he gets traded. But at this cap hit, under $5 million, it's a great contract for the Canucks. It's a good contract for Conor Garland. I mean, he was really getting underpaid in his last deal with the Coyotes. The Coyotes didn't want to keep him. They didn't want to pay him up. So now he goes to the Vancouver Canucks with a great opportunity alongside some really, really talented forwards. This is a great opportunity for him. And now the big news in Vancouver is what are they going to do with guys like Ole Juolevi? They've got Juolevi signed. What are they going to do with Quinn Hughes? Because now that's the big question. They have to re-sign Quinn Hughes, and he's going to cost them a lot of money. And, Elias Pettersson. Those two guys have to get paid still this summer. And the Vancouver Canucks are going to have to find a way to get that done. But they now have Oliver Ekman-Larsson. They now have Conor Garland. They've moved out Jake Virtanen and Braden Holtby. So we may be in store for an interesting summer here in Vancouver in terms of what are they going to do with Pettersson and Quinn Hughes. Because they've got all the other dominoes down. Those are the last 2 one standing. And to be honest, those are the biggest ones going into the summer for the Canucks. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What do you think of the Vancouver Canucks heading into free agency? This was a couple of big moves here ahead of free agency by the Canucks. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And if you guys like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey, want to see the latest news around the NHL and more videos just like this one, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and an even bigger subscribe down below. Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time.